The wacky world of MultimediaJay.
Downloading. Yep, we're going there. After days, yes, days of tearing up the internet, trying to find out if Square Enix had some DRM issues with Final Fantasy III on Steam, after looking all over YouTube, all over the blogosphere, and all over the internet, and even around the Steam forums quite a bit, I finally found a post buried, and I mean buried, within the Steam forums suggesting that this game might be worth purchasing. Now, we're talking about $15 here, so even if this turns out to be a disaster, it will not be any real skin off my back, so to speak. I mean, $15, but the real problem with all this Final Fantasy stuff has been it's just crazy how the internet has been so dead silent on this. You know, you think you know the internet, and you think you know what people like to do online in terms of flipping out, trolling, spamming, sounding off on absolutely everything, making YouTube videos about the most mundane of subjects, and yet, even though Square Enix has a reputation for this kind of stuff, having botched the last two installs with various DRM, which, by the way, also showed up in the Square Enix downloadable store versions of those games, you'd think that people wanting attention and wanting to sound off on all kinds of stuff or make videos about all kinds of stuff would have made something by now. I am just appalled that the internet has completely failed itself. I mean, you talk about stuff being on all kinds of weird stuff being on the internet and all kinds of other stuff being on, but nobody can say whether this... Okay, well, this all ends here. I am going to be the one who breaks the silence here on YouTube. We are going to download and install Final Fantasy III on Steam and hope that the forum posts... Because this is funny, because there were a couple of people posting that there was an obnoxious DRM on here, and they had, like, low-level accounts on the Steam forum, so people would be like, could someone else please confirm this? Instead of accounts, it could be alt accounts or troll accounts. You know what the real problem is here, though? The real problem here is that we even have to do this in the first place. We even have to ask if Square Enix is going to put up digital prison bars, so to speak, on something we purchase. You know, all the crying about piracy that goes on in the world, and then you find out that people pirating PC games are having a lot easier time and a lot less headaches than people who want to do the right thing, so to speak, and purchase games legitimately, yeah. I don't know. Well, yeah, it's legitimately on paper, but I mean, if you have to jump through all these hoops, and of course DRM's been a problem for many, many years, and I've been hating the heck out of DRM for many, many years, much like other techies out there who hate this technology completely. But it's time to break the silence. When this download finishes and this Steam thing installs, we're going to play us some Final Fantasy III, and unlike the other gameplay videos on here, we're actually going to show whether or not there's a login process when this game is first loaded. So stay tuned. I hope to answer a lot of people's questions in this video. Alright, let's finish this! All games. Final Fantasy III. Go! Preparing first time setup. Alright, let's see if anything pops up on the screen and get some volume going over our sound system here. Okay, so Microsoft VC Redisk Package. Microsoft VC? This thing runs off of Microsoft Visual something or another? Come on, install. There's nothing downloading, so there's nothing that's going to be killing the bandwidth. Step 2 of 3. We are going to not live stream, obviously. We're going to just roll the camera for all of this, so... DirectX, I highly doubt I need any kind of DirectX, but I'm looking for DRM here. Worst comes to worst, I could even, what if I, actually no, after we run this, we're going to pull the plug on the computer and take it off the network and see how this works. The heck? One of my fans is, oh, I still have the fans on slow mode. I gotta put the system fans in the computer back up to full blast, and only throttle the CPU fan because it's the loudest compared to the 140s that I'm running in there now and stuff like that. Oh, the joy of uploading videos completely out of order. So, yeah, I got some catching up to do here. I got to get back to work on the video I actually wanted to upload before this one, so you can know what I'm talking about when I mention only having 140mm fans these days. How did I do that without getting a new case? Stay tuned to find out. Anyways, I guess, okay, here we go. Play and settings. FF3 launcher is trying to access the internet. So, what's that gonna do? Alright, let's hit play, see what happens. Without changing any of the settings or typing in any login information. Okay, we're back to the launcher. Let's click play. And let's click. Okay, now this is an issue that I've been hearing about, and sometimes what causes this is having a controller set. Oh, wait, well, let's try clicking settings and see what pops up. Settings, yes, I want to run this thing in 1080p. Yes, I have a controller. Reset to D. Well, it's already plugged in. All right, and keyboard, okay, play. So, was that thing the game trying to phone home to the mothership? Alright, let's close the launcher, and let's try that again. This is one of the things people were complaining about on the Steam forums, like, hey, this don't work. So, okay, no DRM, but does it start? Do I have to go EXE hunting here? Alright, let's pull the plug on the controller. Okay, the controller is now uninstalled. Play. Now it starts. Howdy, folks. Okay, so a little glitch involving controller support. But it's starting up, I think. There's no hidden screen in the back. Yay! Da-da-da. A very, very familiar arpeggio. But if Square Enix, new game! No, I'm not going to camcorder Let's Play this thing. Oh! I didn't see that hole there. What have I got myself? Okay, well, I'm very much into the game right now. Yeah, Luneth. Okay. That doesn't look all that bad. Turn this down. So there's finally, the internet has an answer. No, just some obnoxious technical glitches, but nothing asking for an account. Now, let's just, let's finish a random battle here. And then we'll try restarting the game with no controller. And then, we'll pull a plug on the network and try restarting the game with no controller. See what happens when we try and run without being hooked up to the internet. Put Steam in offline mode. Yay! That first fight that I've played so many times on the DS version of the game, but I never bothered saving. Those were monsters! Why do I get the feeling this is not the safest place to be? Lovely dialogue. Alright, so graphics-wise, very choppy and blocky. It reminds me of if they took a PS1 version of the game and upped it to 1080p, but keeping the same textures in it. Of course, this is a mobile game, pretty much blown up to the size of an HD TV. So, oh well, at least I'm playing it on the PC and not the Ouya. Can I Alt F4 out of it? Oh yes, and I go right back to selecting power plants. Alright, let's put Steam in offline mode, and let's try starting the game again. Steam is now in offline mode, and the connections are all disabled. Let's see if we can still play this game. No connection to the internet anywhere. Finally, the real moment of truth time. Alright, play. I see Square Enix! Matrix Software. Of course, these were the folks that made the portable version of this too, I think. Howdy, folks. No, let's continue. Oh, it auto-saved me too. Sweet! Now I just gotta figure out the controller glitch. I understand there's some things I can like edit files and stuff so my controller doesn't screw up. Cool. Alt F4. All right, let's see if we can figure out the controller thing, because I am not playing this with a keyboard, and I'd much rather not have to make a joy to key setup for FF3. I already have to do that with Bastion. One game with that nonsense is enough, thank you very much. Alright, well now that we know that hopefully there's no obnoxious DRM and not something hidden that I didn't see when I was installing it, it did try to connect to the internet though, which wasn't good. Anyways, so we have settings here, or maybe it's first launch or something like that that does that. So we go in here and we can change the resolution, full screen, pause the game running in the background, etc. But if you try and remap your controls, oh wait, you just press these things, so it's a little clunky. It's a little clunky. You can remap the controls like this, but when we go here and we click this and we push a button on the controller, nothing happens. Let me just try this one more time. So yeah, the interface is pretty bad. It looks like it's a little glitchy or something like that. Let's try switching the mode on the controller. Or maybe I need one of those newer controllers that does direct input or something like that. Do I really need to get an Xbox 360 controller? Alright, so there is a glitch going on here, because whereas I can change my controls just by clicking and pressing buttons on here, there must be something wrong with the controller screen. And you can tell this is just something they threw together. Look at this generic message down here. Copyright 2004-2014, company's licensor, all rights reserved. What, did they just throw together some quick launcher program to have a PC version of this game? Cancel. Play. So, apparently, for whatever reason, well, if they were looking to recreate that emulator experience of playing games in emulators, they've succeeded with flying colors, because I can't play this with a controller. At least not the controller I have, which is one of these old Logitechs from a few years back. Maybe I should get a newer one that does that direct input stuff. Actually, the newest Logitech controller does do direct input or something like that. We'll have to do some experimenting with that. But it is possible to play the game. It's just you get that feel like messing around with like emulators and stuff, trying to play console games on a computer keyboard. And here I was hoping a Final Fantasy game... could... actually be played with a real controller on PC in high definition. Release a patch, Square Enix. This is completely, not like, not like the sort of thing they'd want to do with the Final Fantasy brand. I mean, wasn't the original version of FF14 damaging enough to the brand? How about we knock it off with these quick cash-ins? Yay! So is it auto-saving? Because I haven't saved the game once. Maybe it's auto-saving when I pass certain plot points. Alt F4. Okay. So, there's some answers on Final Fantasy III on Steam. Although maybe maybe I should remove the game and reinstall it and try and play it offline or something like that. Well, at least if you can connect, you need to connect to download the game in the first place. So run it once before you go disconnecting your computer. And I think maybe that's the rationale. If there is something behind the scenes that I've missed, feel free to make a video about it. I mean, I had to make this video to break the silence, considering the issues that have been going on with DRM in Final Fantasy games released on Steam. But at least FF3, bugs and all, is playable. They gotta fix that controller thing, though. That controller thing is just... Come on! Till next time, this is MultimediaJay, signing off. Thanks for stopping by.